I have been putting together some products on a makeup wish list, and I wanted to kind of bring you along and see if maybe you could provide some insight or some thoughts that might help me make smarter purchasing decisions. I sort of have a rule, I mentioned it in a recent Get Ready With Me, where I am going to be making sure all the products I bring in are very intentional and they're very aligned with like who I am and what I like and what works for me, just to make sure that they are the right things to bring in. And I'm not just like mindlessly compiling things in my collection just because I can, I guess. And I do sort of have a rule where for every 11 products that I finish, I can bring in 5. At this point in time, I'm filming this on February 11th. I have finished 13 products, so I can bring in 5. I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer, but I wanted to show you really quick some wish lists that I created back in October of 2020, and these are kind of like vision boards, so they're visual wish lists. And I wanted to show you, I have them broken up by brand, and it's kind of just interesting to see how the majority of those products are things I don't want anymore, and how some of them are still things that I would like to get, I just haven't gotten 2.5 years later. And maybe some of them I have purchased, so thought it'd be fun to go through that together. And then we'll go through some of the other shopping carts or favorites lists that I have compiled, and then we can talk about what I would like to bring in with my first purchase of 5 new items. Okay, so if you can see these Google slides here, I have the first brand here is Flower, and then if you can see the last edit was on October 17th of 2020. And at the time I had tried a few things from Flower, or maybe I hadn't tried anything at all, and I wanted to try a lot of things from them. And since then I have. So I haven't tried this lip treatment. The thing that's keeping me away from wanting this is because I think it has a scent, or each of them have a different fruit scent, and some of them might have glitter, and that's not really something I'm into. I don't really want my lip products to have any strong scent or taste, unless it's just like a vanilla or something really subtle. But fruity stuff is kind of a big turn off, and stuff that's super minty is a big turn off. So I try to avoid those things. I don't have a need so much to purchase anything like this right now. But I did see that Flower recently came out with some gloss sticks. We'll talk about that in my Ulta wish list, and that one I'm pretty curious about. I have tried the blush bombs. I've actually finished the peachy shade and the more pinky bubbly shade. I finished both of those long ago, and there are a lot of other liquid blushes that have come on the market since then, so I don't necessarily need to try out that one. This one, actually these 2 products here, the mascara and the lipstick, I didn't like either of these. I hated the formula of this lipstick. It was so waxy, it tasted weird. They even sent me a replacement and it was the exact same thing, and so I did not like these. The colors are pretty and I like that it's so affordable, but yeah, did not care for that. And the mascara I didn't love either. I don't really like brushes like that where they're more big and fluffy like that. Just doesn't really work with the way that I like to apply mascara. I did have the highlighter palette for a long time. I really enjoyed it, but I did end up decluttering it because that darkest shade, that gold, doesn't really work for me. And these are very blinding highlights, and that's not really something I need a ton of anymore. This glaze product I didn't like at all. I don't like when cream products don't dry down. Like this just stayed sticky. It was a really beautiful product, but it was balmy, so it's kind of heavy and a little sticky, and I know people love this. This is like some people's favorite thing from this brand. For me, it was just not something I was a fan of. I do have the blush and I like it. I never purchased the bronzer. I never purchased the sponge or the brushes, but I would be interested to try the brushes. I always hear good things about those. I did purchase the mattifying powder and I finished it. It's kind of like a translucent HD powder. So instead of buying this one again, I went and bought the RCMA one, which I've also used before and really enjoyed. So I don't need to buy that one again. And same with the setting spray, like it was just okay, but it wasn't better than my Holy Grail setting spray, so I didn't buy that one again. So I've actually tried most of the things from this wish list, and then a couple other things that will pique my interest. I'm not really in the market for more brushes right now though, so I probably won't get those. The next one is from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and at the time I was really into those like cool tone pinks and purples. I'm not saying I'm still not, I just don't think any of this is something I need to go out and buy right away. I do have 2 of the singles, so I am a little tempted to buy this 4-pan palette and then buy 2 more singles to kind of finish it and turn it into a palette instead of just 2 singles. But if you don't know how Give Me Glow works, their single shadows are humongous. They're so big, and so I don't need to buy that much of the same pigment eyeshadow at once. The highlighter, again, I don't really need any more powder highlighters, and then the liquid lipstick is the same. I'm not really like a liquid lipstick person anymore. So the majority of these things are pretty. Like this palette is super pretty. The Christmas one that they have is really pretty. And I do have the Juicy Olive palette from this brand, and I love it. I just, I don't feel like I need to run out and buy any of these right now. The next one is e.l.f. And with how quickly e.l.f. changes, I imagine the vast majority of these like aren't even available anymore. Actually, I don't know. I don't think this mascara is available anymore. I don't think this palette is available anymore. The bronzer I never tried. This blush I never tried. I did used to have one of these highlighters back in the day when I didn't have a makeup collection, like in college. I loved this. It was in the shade Moonlight, and it was really pretty. Part of me would want to go out and buy it again just for the nostalgia. And I think this is the Soft Classics or the New Classics palette. I don't need it. I've heard great things about it, but I don't need it. These two setting sprays here, I've tried both of them and I liked them both. This hydrating water essence, I feel like it's always out of stock. I would like to try it. I'm currently using an essence from Good Molecules and I like it. And so I would be interested to try that. The fragrance-free cream is one of my favorites. I love it. I haven't really heard great things about these quads. And I remember Sarah Rose, like she had this rose water quad and I think she had to repress some of the shades. And yeah, I just feel like it didn't age well. If I can remember correctly what she said. So I don't really feel like I would want to go out and buy them. They were really hyped up for a long time and I don't hear people talking about them anymore, so that makes me think that they don't age well. This one I would probably still be interested to try because I did have two of the Stila eyeshadows that were in this setup and I liked those, but I don't use them often enough. Like I feel like it would dry out before I actually got to use it. It's a lot more affordable than the Stila one, so that's good. I feel like I wouldn't be wasting as much money, but yeah, I feel like if I were to buy it, I would need to make a really concerted effort to reach for it all the time so as not to just waste the product. So that seems like a big commitment to me. Not really fond of doing that. But this loose powder here, I have tried the Halo powder. I think that's what this is, and I have it now. It's really just okay. I just keep going back to the RCMA powder. I think that's just what I prefer. And then I don't think I've tried, I think I got the wrong shade of this concealer and it was way too yellow, it was too dark, so I ended up decluttering it. And I don't really feel the need to go out and buy it again. I think they might have a more lightweight, natural version of this concealer now. That I would definitely be into trying at some point. But yeah, there's nothing from e.l.f. that's jumping out at me currently. I did just make a recent e.l.f. purchase, but it was mostly skincare. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm okay. If there is anything from e.l.f. that you really feel like I would be missing out on if I didn't try, let me know. But for now, I don't really have anything. The next one is Shroud Cosmetics. And if you can see, I have the Moonfall Trio on my wish list. And I really wanted this when it came out. I didn't purchase it. I didn't do that. But now, Shroud Cosmetics, let me move over to the other screen. They created a palette out of that trio. And this color story is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I'm trying to decide if it would be different enough for me to bring in. Because there are some of these shades that maybe I don't have them already in my collection, but maybe that's because it's not a shade I would wear already. Like, I don't know, these are really, really pretty, but are they things I would actually use? Am I just attracted to the colors, or do I actually think those would look good on me? I mean, it's sold out currently, so that makes it easier for me to not buy it. They said they'll restock later in the month, so maybe I'll just keep up with that, look at the reviews, look at the tutorials, see if it's worth it. Shroud is one of my favorite eyeshadow brands. I have 3 palettes from them and I love all 3 of them. But the Arcana palette, which is also on this wish list, I did buy. And even though I love it, I don't reach for it that much because it's very, very deep. The colors in it are much darker, and so I tend to go for things that are a little bit light. I might pull in 1 or 2 of the shades to make a look more interesting, but I'm just not really getting the use out of it to warrant purchasing another really deep, colorful palette. And I have the It's Freakin' Bats palette, and I love that too. And then these 2 singles just look really interesting and fun, but again, it's not like I need them right now. So I didn't purchase any of these except for the Arcana palette. I don't regret it. I think it's beautiful. But the Moonfall palette, It's Call My Name. This one's pending. If you have this palette, let me know what you think. The next one is Pacifica. Really, I don't have anything from Pacifica that I need right now. I did get one of their perfumes for Christmas, the Flower Moon, and I really like it, but these perfumes from Pacifica are so strong. I have French Lilac, and I recently finished up a Rollerball of Enchanted Woods, and they are just so strong, which is great if that's what you're into, but I have just become more and more sensitive to strong fragrances over time, and so I think I'm more eager to try light scents, subtle scents, maybe scents that I can't smell on myself. And so I don't need this Enchanted Woods. I did try, it's way too strong for me. Moonray Bloom, I don't know if they even make this one anymore. But yeah, the body washes, the toning shampoo I do have, and when I had lightened hair, I did like that a lot, but I don't need it anymore. Yeah, these like hair products, maybe the bath oil, because I do love the coconut scent from this brand. I did finish they used to have a body butter that was this fragrance, and I loved it, but they don't make it anymore. So I don't know. I smelled these sprays in the store, and they were just okay, but the setting spray I haven't really heard the best things about, and so I don't know, there's really nothing here that's like screaming at me. Maybe this oil. I can't tell if it's, because it says body, bath, and shower oil, so I don't know if that means you put it on in the shower and then rinse it off, or if it's just like a body oil that you use as a moisturizer. Because if it's the second one, if it's the latter, then I'd be more interested, but I'm not in the market for that sort of thing right now anyway. I do just have a random list of brands, and so these are brands, this is like a blast from the past. Look at some of these. Napoleon Purtis. I haven't heard that brand since like 2017, 2018. It was mostly like the Australian YouTubers that I followed. They loved the Napoleon Purtis lipsticks. Let's see, some of these I haven't. Gnarly Whale, Harvey Prince. I haven't thought about these brands since I made this wish list, and they're like body wash, like they're body care, bath care brands. Let's see. Jordana's not even a brand anymore. Linda Hallberg, I still would be interested to try some things from there. No, Paula's Choice, I have tried some more things from that brand, and I do really like that brand a lot. Marc Jacobs doesn't make beauty anymore. Illamasqua, I don't really hear much about it except for that Katie blush. I hear about that on occasion, and I did have that forever ago. I even hit pan on it, but nothing from that brand is something that I want to put on a wish list to go get. J.R. Watkins, I've tried a few things from them. They also do like body care, so I think I tried a body wash from them, and it was just alright. Yeah, it's just funny. Some of these are brands I haven't thought about in years or don't even exist anymore. Profusion, I guess I still would like to try some things. Maybe Eye of Horus. Last time I heard of Eye of Horus stuff, I'm pretty sure it was like Sharon Farrell. Yeah. It's just funny. Yeah, none of these are like screaming out at me except for Linda Hallberg, maybe. This next one is a Lethal palette. I did end up making a Lethal palette, and I did buy some of these shades. I bought Altitude, I bought Stargaze. I only bought one of the mattes because I was more interested in the shimmers. And I do have another Lethal Cosmetics build your own palette saved on the Lethal site, but I just saw that they are having a 30% off build your own palette sales, and that's the biggest sale I've ever seen. They the most I've ever seen was 20% off, but look at this, 30% off. It's for the 6-pan palettes and bigger, excluding multi-chromes and charity products. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. That is cool though, because I do have a palette created already. Let's see where I can find that. Palette Designer. Okay, look how beautiful this is. I haven't looked at any of the new shades that they dropped recently, but this first one is Parallax. Then we have Parsec. I saw Chic Geek swatch this in one of her Lethal hauls, and it looked stunning. I would love to have the shade. It says it's finish that shifts from pink, gold, turquoise to lilac. Okay, that's a multi-chrome, so it's probably not part of the sale. This one's a trichrome. Mycelium shifts from mauve to green to gold. I think that would be so pretty. This one here, Hydrosphere. I'm always so attracted to blue shades. I don't wear them that much on my actual lids, but that's okay. Oh, and I also realized that you can use these for nail polish, the multi-chromes. I have retrograde on my nails now, and it has such a cool like pink, blue, purple shift, and you really do get to see the shift because obviously you move your hands around a lot. So using the multi-chromes as a nail polish is gorgeous, and I mean, it's a great way to like reach for those more and still enjoy them and still wear them without necessarily just having them on your lids. So that was cool. And this next one, Aphelion. This is a translucent base that goes from silver to light gold to light green to pink. I do have two lighter, or I guess I technically only have one eyeshadow that has like this white base and then shifts to other colors. So I don't know if I need to pull both of these in a palette just yet, but that's okay. Volant is a brown, red, green. Arguably, I do have a couple of shades that already do that, so maybe I don't necessarily need this one too, but I still have it in there. This next one, Biome, looks so pretty. A green, blue, purple, red multi-chrome. It's a quad chrome. Whoa. This next one's a trichrome. This is peacock, turquoise, and navy blue. So it's 3 different types of blue, just with different undertones. That seems so interesting. This next one's Singularity. It just looks gorgeous. It's lavender, blue, turquoise, and gold. This one, Magnitude. I think I wanted this in my last palette, but it was out of stock. I'm almost positive. This one is red, pink, gold, lime green, and emerald green. And then this one I think is the only just straight up shimmer shade, the only magnetic, and it's an olive green. And it looks different from the other olive greens that I have. And so I would like to try it still. And then this last one, a multi-chrome. Deep blue, teal, purple, orange to olive green. That sounds really interesting. I don't think I have any multi-chromes that have an olive green shift, but I think that would make it pair really, really nicely with the other olive shades that I have. I did a all of my green eyeshadow swatch video recently, and the vast majority of my greens are olives, and so I just think that would be cool, a cool introduction to changing it up a little bit with the olives. So I guess I don't think most of my palette would be part of the 30% off. Maybe I save some of the shades and replace them with other ones that do qualify for that discount. I don't know. I'll have to do some more digging into that. Maybe that just isn't for me. Excludes multi-chromes and charity products. So I wonder if the multi-chromes includes the tri and quad chromes. I don't know. I'll do some playing around with that. That's still in the running. That could be one of the 5 things that I buy. And because that is a palette on its own, like I am customizing it, but it's its own palette, I do count that just as one product. The next one, Jouer. I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted this so bad enough to make an entire page for it. So I do have this tinted lip balm here. I don't actually like it that much. I kind of regret buying it. So that's disappointing. The liquid lipsticks, even though this color here, Fraise Bonbon, is gorgeous, liquid lipsticks aren't really my style anymore. This lip mask I don't really care about anymore. This palette looks so pretty to me. It just looks so interesting. It's kind of like a softer, slightly grungier version of like basic neutrals. And yeah, I don't know if this looks like this in real life though. And yeah, I'm not really concerned about bringing in a bunch of eyeshadows unless they are really special and unique, like the Lethal palette. And I did try one of these blush duos. I think it was the rose gold one. I was not impressed. I thought it was like super dry, a little chalky, and just was like very boring to me. That might have just been me like not choosing the right shade, but yeah, it was just okay. And I did try, I don't think I tried one of the bronzer ones, and if I were to try one of the duos from Jouer, it probably would be the bronzer one, because they do have a pretty decent range of like how light and how dark they get with it. And I think the lighter ones are just what I wear more of now. And so I think I'm in a different headspace where having a duo of 2 lighter bronzes does make more sense for me. The next one is Milk Cosmetics, and I wanted this 4-pack of their, I don't even know what this is called. It wasn't the smokestack, but it was something else. And I don't even know if they sell eyeshadows in this format anymore, but I wanted these colors so bad. And I remember mentioning it in a wish list video or something like that, and everybody was like, don't, the quality is not good. You're gonna regret it. It's expensive and it's not even good. And so I didn't get it, and I don't regret it. I have lots of pretty eyeshadows. I don't need it. Again, I don't need another matte liquid lipstick. And these blushes and blush lights, these have gone on sale before and I didn't buy them then. And that kind of shows me that I don't actually want them. Let's see, this next one is Nomad. And they have come out with so many new palettes since then. And even though I love the packaging and I love the premise of palettes being based on a certain place, and I can tell that they put a lot of creativity into them, none of the palettes have like spoken to me, because if I'm gonna buy a bigger palette, I need all the shades to be stuff that I want to wear, and I think sometimes they're just like too colorful, or the color story just doesn't make sense. So none of these are like screaming at me right now. The next one, Black Moon. I don't know, I haven't looked at their website in a long time, so I don't even know if they still offer these things. I remember Logical Harmony. This was like her go-to palette all the time. She loved this palette, and I don't know, I still like it, but I do have matte palettes. I do have matte shades. It's not like I have a big hole in my collection where this palette would fill it. Same with any of these shades. Again, I'm not a liquid lipstick person anymore, so I don't know. I guess I still would like to look at the website. I think I just saw Hope Mess Tom mention something from this brand, if I'm not mistaken, and it kind of put it back on my radar, and I was like, oh, that's still a brand. And I think they sell them at Ulta, or they used to. Maybe they don't anymore. I don't know. I'll have to actually look at the website to see. This next one is Nabla. I definitely don't want the liquid lipsticks. The singles, I have tried a couple singles from them and they were just okay. The palettes, again, I don't need any more palettes. I'm kind of just like not into buying eyeshadow palettes again, unless they're like special shades like multi-chromes. And the highlighters and blushes I still would like to buy. I love a glowy blush, and I know that these are not super glittery highlights. Like, they can be sheared down, they can be used as blush toppers. Like, these seem really pretty. I don't know if they still make these blushes. But yeah, Nabla's still on my radar. I just don't have anything in particular that I need to get right now. And then this next side is a couple different things. The Kojendo foundation, I finally purchased this. I talked about it, I think 2 Get Ready With Me's ago, and I was so excited to try it. I have used it and I really like it. It is $96 though, so I don't know. I don't know if I need it. And the micellar water, I just use the Garnier ones, and the NYX one is the one I have now and I love it. So I don't need to spend a ton of money for like a fancy spa water when it's really just a micellar water. I don't need that. The Rouge Bunny Rouge powder, it looks a lot like the RCMA powder to me. I remember Karima McKimmy talking about this brand a lot, and that's why I want it, but I don't need it. I really don't. And then Lush, they have a scent called the Olive Branch, and I have gone through a mini of this shower gel, and I love it. I think it's like a limited edition or seasonal scent, and I do still want it. I don't really need any body washes right now, but if I'm in the market for one, I would definitely get the one from Lush, because this is a really, really nice scent. The next one, oh, here's Profusion. Again, I don't need any of these big palettes, but I am still very interested in the eye brushes. I like eye brushes that have white tips, because then I can see if they're dirty or not, or see which color I already used on them. And I probably will be in the market for a new eyeshadow base at some point. So if you have any experience with the Profusion eyeshadow base, the No Budge one, let me know. I'm currently using the Ulta Matte Eye Primer and the NYX Glitter Glue, and those are both probably like halfway finished. So once I finish them, I'll be needing another one. And if you have any recommendations for any eyeshadow base, please let me know. These ones, these are ColourPop palettes. I don't need them. I'm not really buying from ColourPop anymore anyway. This Dose of Colors, or is this Dose of Colors? I can't remember what brand it is. Part of me still likes the idea of this. I love mauves. I love being able to have like gradually deeper mattes to kind of build a gradient. So if I didn't already have a bunch of mauve palettes in my collection, I would consider getting this. I don't have any desire for any of these ABH palettes. Maybe this bottom one, but I don't think they make it anymore. I'm falling out of love with ABH, especially because the palettes that I own from them, the pans are starting to get rusty. And I don't know what to do about that, and I'm just kind of avoiding dealing with it because I don't want to have to just get rid of them. I don't know. Let me know if you're having that and if you feel like it's okay to still use them, even though they're rusty. Anyway, this part took way longer than I thought it would. Let's move over to the new brands that I'm really excited to try. The first one, obviously, Lisa Eldridge. I just hear the most amazing things about this brand. I feel like Lisa Eldridge is like a very prominent, knowledgeable person in the beauty world. And so if she comes out with the brand, I know it's coming from years of experience, and as both a professional makeup artist and someone who works like in the business side of things. I think she was the creative director for Lancome at some point or something like that. Maybe not exactly that, but like she kind of, and she's also just a makeup enthusiast. You can tell from her videos. And so I just feel like she is like the right person to create a makeup brand because I know she's putting so much of herself into it and her expertise into it. And I just hear fantastic things about her products. I definitely want to try the foundation. They recently launched a new shade that is light and olive. From the photo, it looks like it's very olive, like it's very green. And I don't know if I need something to be that green. I guess I need something neutral leaning olive. So I don't know, this might be too green. I'm gonna wait until people start doing swatches and comparisons using the shade before I actually buy it because I don't want to spend $61 on a foundation and it not work for me. The Elevated Glow highlighter, it reminds me a lot of like the Auric Glow Lust, the Charlotte Tilbury Glow product, the e.l.f. one. I don't have anything like that currently. I do have liquid highlighters and glowy primers, so I don't need to get anything like that right now, but I would like to try them. And so if you have any experience with the Elevated Glow highlighter, let me know. If not, maybe I'll try the Auric one or a mini of the Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm not really picky because I don't even know if something like that would be for me. So I guess I would prefer to buy the mini version of it first. So this one I'm gonna remove. This one's out. The gloss, they just came out with a bunch of new shades, and I like that they have different levels of pigment. So they have like a translucent version. They have, let me go to that page. So they have the translucent shine with like a little bit no pigment, and then they have the light natural pigment, and then they have a medium pigment. And you can click on the lips or click on that version of it, and it'll show you what they have available within that line. I think that's really nice because I don't love super pigmented lip glosses if they're like really dark. I feel like they move around on my lips a lot. And I don't always want just like a sheer shimmery gloss either. Like I like something kind of in the middle. So I like that they have it separated like that, and then you can choose the color that you want. And the color that I saw that I was really interested in was Muse. It's got kind of like a brownie undertone, but it's not too dark. It says it's a smoky rosewood, classic neutral pinky brown shade. So that's like right up my alley. I don't necessarily have anything this color in my gloss collection already. $25 is pretty steep, but again, I hear fantastic things about it. I don't necessarily feel like I need to try the lip pencil, but I guess I kind of just want to try it just to get an idea of how the lip line works. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't actually have any real desire. I love the NYX Slim lip pencils. And then the last two are the lipsticks. These are like the shining stars of what I really want to try. So I have one of the Luxuriously Lucent lip colors, which I think is like their satin line, and then the Insanely Saturated lip color, which I don't think that's necessarily matte, but it just packs more pigment. And the shade I have is Rose Official from the Luxuriously Lucent color. It says it's a classic blue base, light to medium rose pink. That sort of color usually works for me, but there are so many shades to choose from, I don't actually know what to get. So the thing that's keeping me from buying these is because I don't actually know what to get. So if you can explain to me, or maybe you and I have a similar color story and you have a shade from this line that you love or you don't love, please give me some guidance on that because I really don't know. There's like almost too many choices for me. And then the other one, let's see, Sunday Matinee, Pouty Medium Pink with a hint of warmth. So this one's a little bit warmer than I guess I would go for. So I don't know if I would get this one, but out of all the shades, yeah, I don't know. This one's really pretty, but am I actually going to get as much use out of this as I think? I tend to go for more neutral or cool colors. I find that these super warm colors don't always look the best on me. Yeah, so maybe I'll just remove that altogether. So definitely from the line, the foundation, the gloss, and the lipstick are all things I would really like to try. If there's anything else from the line that you think I should consider, please let me know. But it's a more expensive brand, so I likely won't buy all of this at once. I'll probably buy like 2 to 3 things at a time. Yeah, I don't know. Another one that's super expensive and fancy, Dries Van Noten. I only just heard about this for the first time from The Hooded Lid. I love watching The Hooded Lid on YouTube. I will link that channel in the description box. Yeah, and she mentioned these, and look how beautiful that packaging is. And this is something where Dries Van Noten, I think, is a designer or an artist, and then they came out with a makeup line, and it's inspired by their designs. I'm not entirely sure, but they have a lipstick line where they're refillable lipsticks, and then you choose the packaging you want, and then you choose the shade that you want. And the one that I have chosen for myself is this packaging here, where it's like the coral and blue. They have 4 different options. So you have this lime green and black, this red and green, and then this black and orange. And the one that I am the most drawn to is this one here. It's beautiful. And then the shade I was looking at was, I think it was like something graphic ochre, I think was the name. Here it is. And this is from their sheer line. So it's this brown, but it's not super, super pigmented. I think that would look beautiful. Yeah, this is the color here. And I would really love some guidance on this because this is so expensive. How much is this? It's $40 for the refill only. What is it all together? Ad case. Okay, it's $78. Whew. It is refillable, so if I used up the lipstick and wanted to just buy the refillable part, I think that's only $40. But yeah, this is almost $80. It's gorgeous, but from what she said, the woman on The Hooded Lid, I don't know what her name is, but she said that these are very perfumey, and that is really what's holding me back. This is so beautiful and stunning. I think the color would work really well. I like that it's more of a sheer, like balmy lipstick formula, but if it's perfumey, I feel like I'm gonna hate that. So please let me know if you have tried this. I know this isn't like something that I hear about all the time, but yeah, if you've tried it, please let me know what perfumey it means. Is it just a little bit? Is it just the scent? Does it affect how it tastes? Is it overpowering? Does it go away after a while? Please let me know, because that's kind of determining whether or not I buy it, is like how powerful and annoying and gross is that scent and taste. Please let me know. The next one, I already showed you my Lethal Cosmetics one. And that one is going to take a little bit more time to figure out if I could get the 30% off. I'm probably thinking no, because I think the majority of the stuff I want to try is from their multi-chrome line. So I'm going to exit out of that, and then the last 2 that I have are my Sephora and my Ulta wish list. So my Sephora wish list, these are both kind of like running lists. I'm not saying I need to go out and buy all of these right now, but the things that are standing out to me are these new Hourglass satin cream lipsticks. They just dropped probably like a week or so ago. And Deep Neutral Rose looks like a really pretty color. It's already sold out, so I probably have to buy it either from the Ulta or Hourglass website. It's a really beautiful color, and the packaging looks stunning. If this is refillable, that would be awesome. I don't think it is. No. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like it has any weird scent or taste. And yeah, I don't know. I want to learn more about this. I want to see more reviews. I want to see if it's worth getting, because lipsticks take me forever to go through. And so I try to be picky about how many I bring in, because I know how long they take to actually finish. So, I don't know. And these are more expensive than the Charlotte Tilbury ones, I think, which are my favorite. So, yeah, these ones are just not really sure about it. I'm not in the market for a new bronzer, but when I am, I would probably like to try this one from Charlotte Tilbury, especially because it is refillable, and I am really loving that brands are coming out with that more. I have some setting sprays here, the Rare Beauty one and the Milk Makeup one. I love trying them, and I love when brands come out with mini versions of them, so I don't have to commit to the full-size bottle. But tell me why the Milk Makeup one is $21 for the mini size. That makes it more expensive per ounce than the Urban Decay one. Why is it that expensive? That just seems really weird to me. I do have a matte lipstick here from Charlotte Tilbury in the red carpet, what's it called? Red Carpet Red. I tried this on in like my video where I showed all of my Charlotte Tilbury lip products, and I did swatches on my lips. And this came from like a little sample pack, so I didn't have the full size lipstick on me. And this color just was stunning. It was my favorite color that I wore in the entire video, and I tried on like 20 something different lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury. And this one was so pretty. I wonder if they sell a mini of this, because that would be perfect. Because I mean, going through a lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury already takes forever, but a red would take even longer. So yeah, maybe they sell a mini of that somewhere. I saw that Tarte came out with Juicy Lip Creme versions. I'm wondering if these are not as mushy as the regular Juicy Lips. So I would like to try it. I think they sell minis of them. I think I have the mini of this on my Ulta wish list. So I would be open to trying it, just to see if maybe the formula isn't as mushy, because that's kind of my main complaint about the original Juicy Lip. And then, like I mentioned in my most recent Get Ready With Me, actually, I don't think I did. Never mind. Forget that part. The Charlotte Tilbury Refillable Airbrush Finish Brightening Powder. I know people use this to set their under eyes, and I do like using really lightweight sort of powders like this to set my concealer, and I like that this is refillable. I have a refillable powder from Besame, and I really like that you can buy a new pan when you finish it and keep the beautiful packaging. The packaging looks really pretty. Is there a picture of it? No. I remember seeing the packaging on the outside and it was pretty, but I guess I can't show you here. So I would consider that. $46 is a lot though, just for something I would use as a setting powder. Gonna log back into Ulta. I don't think there's anything. I think I'm just like attracted to this color. I don't need it. I really don't. I don't know why I even put it in my wish list. I'm not gonna get it. And then, oh, the skin tint from Iconic London I would be interested in trying, because I am moving over into like lighter coverage products. Definitely want to get the lip serum, the plumping lip serum from Makeup by Mario. Are these minty? I would love to know. I know that they have the shimmery version and then just the regular high shine version. I would definitely get the one that doesn't have the glitter in it. But yeah, if these are minty, like the plumping part makes me think that they're minty. If they are, I won't get it, but if they aren't, then I definitely will. But that might just be something I have to go find out like physically in a store. And then these Rare Beauty blushes, I see people use them all the time. They look really pretty. I'm not in the market for another cream blush. Same with these liquid blushes from the brand. I'm not in the market for them right now, but I would like to try them. And I kind of wish I had purchased the little mini set that they had over Christmas. This Pro Kisser lip balm from Rihanna, I don't actually think I've actually seen anyone talk about this, but I would love to try it. Seems like it's a really pigmented gloss that's thick like a lip balm. That's right where I'm at. Same with this one from Rare Beauty, the glossy lip balm. Again, if any of these are minty, please tell me. I'll immediately disregard them because I don't want any more minty lip products. This one from Huda Beauty is the same, the Nourishing Lip Balm. I'm just really into those glossy balms, glosses that are really moisturizing. I just love that. I love the Summer 5 Days Lip Balm. I finished one last year, and I'm trying to go through some of my other lip balms before I buy this one again. These two brands here, 1969 and Dead Cool, they have discovery sets for their perfumes. Again, I'm kind of not really loving buying perfumes right now because they just seem to be too strong for me right now. And I do have plenty of ones that I really love. So I think getting the discovery set would be really beneficial because then I can actually try each of the things and then see if there's anything I want to buy. But I don't need that right now. I have plenty of perfume minis. I don't need these right now. I love that brands are starting to sell minis of concealers. So Hourglass has a mini concealer. I think Tarte has mini concealers. Kosas just came out with a mini version of their concealer, which is very smart because I just finished my Kosas concealer because I went back to it and finished it right away because I was so scared that it was going to go bad. So selling the mini one is very, very smart. Yeah, I don't really hear much about the Hourglass concealer, but I just like that they have a mini. I don't know. And I don't know why I chose Silk 2.5 light neutral pink undertones. Maybe I was thinking of it more as a color corrector. I don't know. And then the mini glow oil. I really want to try the super glue glow oil. That's not technically makeup, but I like the idea of having a sunscreen in the form of an oil. I think that would be really nice. And then here is the mini of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. The shade that I would want to get is perpetually out of stock, which is why I haven't purchased it yet. So I will wait or try to get it from the Charlotte Tilbury website. So that's everything I have from Sephora. There is a little bit of overlap on Ulta's website because they sell a lot of the same brands as Sephora, and I would rather get it from Ulta because the point system is better and I have been racking up my points, so I could likely get money off of these. A ton of lip products again. The Persona E-Balm, the IT Cosmetics Pillow Lips Solid Lip Serum lip gloss. I just really love those types of products and I feel like I can't get enough. I have two sunscreens, again that mini oil from Supergoop and then the Dermalogica Clear Start Clearing Defense Moisturizer SPF 30. I think Andrea Mattiliano was talking about this. The e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation, I would like to try it. I'm finishing up my Makeup Revolution one now and then I won't have any more powder foundations. So I would like to try this, but again, it's not urgent. Another tinted lip balm from IT Cosmetics. I remember finishing one of these years ago, probably multiple of them, and I loved them. I love that formula, so I wouldn't be opposed to getting another one. I don't know why I have different on here. Do I really think I'm going to start a retinol routine? I don't know. I've tried. I've started a retinol routine multiple times and never been able to keep up with it. So, I don't know. And then these three Fenty products, I already talked about the Luscious Lip Balm, but this color here, Petal Poppin', looks so beautiful. I think they have another shade that has the word bikini in it. That one would be something I'd love to try just because they're so beautiful and vibrant. And I do like cream products, and I like how light this bronzer is. It might even be too light, I'm not sure. I'd have to test it out in store. And then I love the Studio Skin foundation from Smashbox, and I love that they sell minis of it. I think that's fantastic. The Verb Dry Shampoo Powder, I like using dry shampoo powders, and I'm having trouble finding the one from Cake Beauty that I normally love, and so I might need to switch over to a new one. I love that there's a mini of this powder from NYX. This looks like something I could use to set my under eyes again. And then I have a bunch of minis. 3 of them are from Tarte, and they're 3 of their... 2 of them are the same product but different shades because I'm not sure what shade I am, but they're from like their foundation lines or their tinted moisturizer lines, and I've heard Kelly Gooch talk about those products before. I think it was the Cloud one that she liked, and I just like the idea of being able to buy minis of foundations because they take forever for me to finish, and sometimes I don't know if I'm going to like the formula or not, so being able to buy the mini is really beneficial for me. Same with this Plump Right Back NYX primer. This is actually something for my parents. They like to use this Joico one, so that's not actually for me. And then back to Kelly Gooch. She mentioned the Not Your Mother's Smooth Move Instant Shine Lamellar Water Hair Rinse. This sounds so cool. She said like you put it on your hair and it just smooths it down and it works in seconds, and I just really want to try that. I don't necessarily have a lot of trouble with frizz or like unruly hair, but sometimes my ends do get a little bit like puffy. And they don't look silky, I guess. And so sometimes I would like to have something that's kind of like foolproof that can give me that effect if I need it. So that's definitely on my radar. Again, About Face came out with another lip butter product. I don't know what shade I would want. I don't know how pigmented these are. So if you have any experience with this, I'll probably go in store and try them out myself. But yeah. And then these are trays for organizing. I don't know if I need them right now, but with my new desk setup, I do need to be more strategic about how I keep everything organized in the drawers because they are a little bit smaller. So I'm in the market for some. I don't know if I need to buy them from here, and I don't know if I want plastic ones. I might want ones made out of wood instead. I've been seeing these Moon Dust eyeshadows from Urban Decay everywhere, and I don't need them. I don't need to spend $24 on them, but I still have them on the wish list. Here's that Tarte lip cream. Again, this version is in the mini, which I'm so glad to see companies come out with mini versions. I think that's really smart. Here's that Flower Beauty gloss stick I talked about earlier in the video. This Essence eyeshadow base, I don't even know if I saw anyone talk about this. I think I was just looking at what Essence offers and saw that they had an eyeshadow base, and I will be in the market for one eventually. This is Extreme Care Hydrating Glossy Balm. I think I learned about it from Andrea Mattiliano again. Are these minty? Are these fruity? Please tell me. The Essence blushes, I first saw Chanrel talk about these from Chanrel's Stash here on YouTube, and the way she described the Goldie Cassis shade sounded so interesting. I would love to go and swatch these in store. And I did like the highlighter version, so I think the blush coming out, the blush version of it is really smart of Essence because the highlighter is like one of their more famous shades. Again with that Hourglass lipstick. And then the last three are blushes. I've never heard of the Jane Iredale blushes before, but these colors look so pretty. I really love when blushes are like super light and they almost have like, you know, they almost look like translucent on the skin. And one of them is matte and one of them has some shimmer to it. And again, I would like to swatch these in store because sometimes blushes look super different on the website than they do in real life. And I don't want to spend $32 on a blush and it not be right for me. And then the last one is the Persona Cream Blush, and it's in that bubble shade that's gone viral. And I feel like if I can buy the cream version of a color versus the powder, that'll make more sense for me because I definitely go through cream blushes much more often than powders, and I feel like they're a lot easier to work with when it comes to how much control over the pigment you have. And so I like that they came out with a cream version of it, and I would purchase that if it was in stock. But again, if you've tried the bubble shade and there's like a different version of it out there, or it's not worth the hype or just anything like that, because I've tried that Dior blush that's also a really light pink and I hated that. I hated how that looked on me, and so the bubble shade might be the same thing. Okay, so I think from the video it was really easy to see what products I was super excited about. You don't need to go through and like write a list. I'm not trying to give you homework or anything, but if any of these products stood out to you and you have something to say about them, or you have a reason why you think I should or shouldn't try something, I would really love your input. Any information you can give me would be so appreciated. I think currently I'm still really excited about that Lisa Eldridge stuff, so that'll probably be what I buy first. Anyway, I really appreciate you sitting and shopping with me. Sarah Rose has a lot of videos like this, so I'll put her videos like this in the description box. She's the one who inspired me to do this type of video. Again, any information or knowledge you can share with me, I would love, but in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.